It's a wild roommate story, but I think a lot of people will relate to this. I actually have an image of what she had screen grabbed and caught on her camera.
Oh no.
And she sees this.
No. Oh, I can't look, but I have to look.
Hey guys, welcome to UnExpert Advice with Daryn Carp. I'm Daryn Carp. Each episode, we're gonna be tackling your tough, burning questions that everyone wants to know, from your love life to roommate situations to who knows what. We are here to help you. We're gonna give you the best advice possible each episode. And so this week, we've got my good friend, Grace Johnson here. I've known Grace for, I would say, a decade now, right?
At least a decade, yeah.
Yeah, we actually met at work, so I think I've been a positive force for you in my advice giving.
Definitely unexpert advice giving, yeah.
How often would you say you take my advice?
I mean, I take your advice with a grain of salt because you're typically right, but it's always premature and I need to kind of suss it out for myself.
Yes, it's too hard for her to take my advice.
Yeah, it takes me a minute
So
and then I get
don't pull a
there.
Grace. And then my very good friend, Simone Policano, who I've known for five years. We also did work together. Would you say that you take my advice?
I think that we view the world very similarly. I think also you're a bit older than me, so there's this like mentor. This whole show is to make Daryn feel good about her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm proud of her.
Right.
Very important question, which I think most people out there have to deal with, is what do you do when you love your apartment, it's everything you ever wanted, but you don't necessarily get along with your roommate? I'm a teacher, I'm a scholar, and so I brought out these little whiteboards. You know, guys, you guys gotta respect me a little bit.
I love a whiteboard, to be fair.
Yeah.
There you go. I think
love a
it's just
teacher
gonna
and
be
a scholar.
easier to write our answers.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions for you guys that I want to go through, but
Okay.
first question right off the bat, you love your apartment.
Yeah.
Hard find, everything you need, money's there, location's there, space is there. But your roommate is just, honestly, it's stress. When you go home, being with that person, man or woman, it's stressful. Do you stay?
Yeah.
Or do you go?
Okay, don't look at my answer.
Be creative. Like,
okay.
think about what you want. Think about what you want to do. Okay. Simone,
I said,
what did you say?
Okay.
you gotta go or they gotta go.
Okay.
Because even if you have like the coolest space and it's a great price and everything, if walking into your apartment makes you miserable, like I think that takes a psychological toll. And also, I just won't want to be in my space. I feel like you have to have these honest conversations because at the end of the day, you can just sit in the discomfort of it being terrible for the length of your lease,
Yeah.
or you can have like one or a couple like awkward confrontational conversations.
I think to your point, Simone, I mean, I think if it's a friend, you owe it to that person to have an honest conversation.
Yes.
But if it's somebody that you met
On Craigslist.
on Craigslist or a friend of a friend, my thing is you only owe them to pay the rent and not leave them high and dry. You have to find the person.
Yeah, I
you
think
have
it's-
to do the work.
I think it's to be like, I don't like you, I'm out, also find my replacement. I think it's like,
Yeah.
this isn't working for me, so I'm gonna leave, but I have brought in a human so that you can split the rent with.
Well, what did you
Rose,
say?
well, I said stay. XX clearly
You're
like
such a
conflict. I'm such a
She doesn't like conflict.
conflict resolution. In every instance I've had with good, bad, or ugly, I've always stayed. Here in New York, you don't have thousands of dollars to throw, like break a lease, move on a whim, this, that, and the other. So I've kind of buckled down and figured out how to make it work. What did
Also, what did you-
also,
what
what
did you say?
Okay, I wrote a series of bullet points.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So I said, talk to my roommate first.
Yeah.
How bad is it?
Right.
Is it an issue that we can work out, right? And then I wrote, if not, then get the out. And then I was also like, well, where do you live? Because it depends on where you live. If you're in Jersey, right, it might be harder to find another friend to come and
Yeah.
like replace. But if you have a great location, if you're in the West Village, I'm sure we could find like 50 people.
You know how we're talking about friends, we're talking about randoms. Can we talk about when you live with a significant other? And have you lived with,
I haven't,
Yeah.
but I imagine that would be a real, like that's a whole other level. You have to navigate that with such a level of maturity that I don't know if I have.
I've lived with a significant other. It didn't end
Who
well.
told you it wasn't a good idea?
Daryn Carp did
There
say,
you go.
don't do that. Daryn Carp, quote unquote, said, don't do it.
Was it
Yeah.
like for rent? Was it like because you guys are in the same
No,
area?
they thought they were
think-
getting married and they were in love.
Yeah.
At 3 months.
She says with such spite.
In my defense, I am a lesbian, and the U-Haul thing is real at times.
For you.
I hate to like perpetuate,
You know what lesbians, you know what you bring on a second date? A U-Haul.
U-Haul.
and you just move in together. And I hate to perpetuate that stereotype. I genuinely was in love, thought it was the right move at the time.
The stakes for someone also that you think you're maybe gonna like spend your life with.
Totally, yeah.
Holy.
Well, because
Yeah.
when you move out of a situation, you move
Also, when
out
you
of your
break up, like-
amazing apartment
Yeah.
from a person you're dating, that's a breakup. All the conflict and all the shit that you have to go through to actually like move out
Yeah.
is really rough.
Yes.
And then once it happens, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, the light at the end of the tunnel is actually like, okay. But I think if you want to keep a friendship, are you friends with your ex still?
If you want to drink, it's right there.
Yeah.
You want mine too?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that.
Okay,
one.
that's a no. I think that if you want to salvage that relationship,
You're done. There she goes.
we got to bring more wine
Round
out.
two.
This is
Gotta
how
round
more
two.
wine, just for Grace.
No, I'm fine.
Like, if you want to maintain the friendship, if you want to be friends with this person, then you
Mm-hmm.
owe them the courtesy to say, listen, I love our apartment, but it's not working out, and
Yeah.
you have to take the responsibility on you to move out, find them a new roommate, do everything
Yep.
you can, and apologize. If you don't care about the relationship afterwards,
Yeah.
then it could just be like, hey, it's not working out. And I still think that you have to take the responsibility on yourself to move out.
Yeah.
Right.
But in a relationship,
Right.
that's
It's just so messy.
5 other different
It
layers.
was messy. Yeah.
Was it? I mean, but now you seem fine.
I'm fine now.
All right, guys, it's time for pros and cons. You guys have given such good advice, and you both have such different backgrounds and different experiences. But I sort of want to tackle the pros of moving out, the cons of moving out, the pros of staying, and the cons of staying.
A con is like that feeling that you get when you have to walk into a home that you know that like just stress, like the stress, just
Yeah.
fundamental stress of, oh God,
Yeah.
I have to deal with this.
And no matter
again.
where you live, like it's not just New York City specific. Like no matter
No.
where you live, like you need to go home to a place where you can fully decompress and feel
Yes.
truly at home.
That's a pro for leaving, right?
Yeah.
You get to
Yeah.
choose, hopefully if you can afford it and
Yeah.
you want to live on your own or you
Yeah.
can find a new roommate, you can come home and be in a place that you feel truly happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely a pro of leaving. Is there a con of leaving?
Money,
Potentially detrimental to the relationship.
detrimental
With that
to a
roommate?
relationship.
Like I don't actually, because I've never broken a lease, I don't know if there's financial ramifications.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how that actually looks.
I've never
but it can't be a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, well, it sounds like you learned a little bit. So final advice, it does feel like we're all sort of in agreement here. We
Yeah.
had 3 different answers to start.
Right.
But I think the idea is if you want to move out, if it is so bad for you that you cannot be at home, it's on you to either suffer through, suck it up, which is a perfectly valid thing to do,
Right. Yeah.
or you have to be the one to move and find that new roommate and find that new apartment and pay up front.
Yeah.
Right?
Because what matters most is, truly is you at the end of the day.
Right.
And that's what we forget in a logistical kind of
Yeah.
situation that is living with others and being in an apartment.
Guys, thank you so much for watching UnExpert Advice with Daryn Carp. I want to know all of your roommate red flags, deal breakers. What have you put up with? What would you put up with? Anything that your friends are going through. I know there's a ton. Submit your questions to us. We want to hear from you. Follow me on Instagram at Carpe Daryn. DM me your questions. We definitely want to tackle them. The harder, the better. And I will be sure to give you my UnExpert advice. Thanks for watching.